Hello and welcome to the STEIL Monohybrid Cross Punnett Square Model Lesson Tutorial. In this video, I will explain the design, use, and additional considerations for the Punnett square allele models for Mendelian inheritance. This version of the model is for determining the possible outcomes of crossing a single genetic trait from parent organisms. The STEIL model was designed using a common shape for a chromosome as a way to tie the concept of genes and alleles to DNA, though it would be practical to use other shapes instead. The allele models were produced with 3 variable traits in mind to help students identify differences in alleles being represented. These varied traits were texture, size, and color. The color trait was chosen as an additional tool for students who can access the information using their vision, but it is not required for accessing the information presented in the model. One version of the model was made large with a rough texture and was printed using black PLA filament. One was produced large with a smooth texture printed in orange. One was produced small with a rough texture in violet, and one was produced small with a smooth texture in red. Small pieces of Velcro hooks were attached to the bottom side of each allele model to help it stick in place on the Punnett square backing, which will be described shortly. Additionally, on one end of the large allele models, a braille D and R were included to give another method for identifying differences between the shapes. These can be used for braille readers primarily working through a 2x2 single-trait Punnett square, or monohybrid cross, but the small allele shapes can be used for that as well. A tactile Punnett square was produced to help students organize the model as they work through Mendelian inheritance heredity problems. This square was produced by measuring out and cutting wooden dowel rods to act as borders, then hot gluing them in place on a foam board to act as backing. Inside of each space in the square, and in positions on 2 of the outside edges aligning with the sections inside the square, Velcro loop material was attached to help keep the allele models in place. Braille labels for parent A and parent B were placed at the sides of the Punnett square where the parental donated alleles attach. To use the 2x2 square for a monohybrid cross, the 2 parents' allele combinations need to first be identified and set out onto the model, separating the 2 alleles so that one is in line with each row or column for each parent. In this example, I have parent A's alleles separated on the left side and parent B's alleles separated across the bottom of the square. For this example, both parents are heterozygous for the trait being modeled. We will treat the large allele as dominant and the small allele as recessive for this example. In the top left box, parent A and parent B both donate a dominant allele, so the combination resulting from the parents' cross is homozygous dominant. In the top right box, parent A donates a dominant allele while parent B donates a recessive allele, resulting in a heterozygous combination. In the bottom left box, parent A donates a recessive allele while parent B donates a dominant allele, again resulting in a heterozygous combination. In the bottom right box, both parents A and B donate a recessive allele, resulting in a homozygous recessive combination. The results overall for the monohybrid cross are 1 homozygous dominant to 2 heterozygous to 1 homozygous recessive. The offspring will have a 25% chance for homozygous dominant alleles, 50% chance for heterozygous, and 25% chance for homozygous recessive for the genetic trait being studied. This is just one example of how the Punnett square can be used for simple one-trait Mendelian heredity. Other combinations of parental genes can result in different possible allele combinations for the potential offspring. Thanks for watching the lesson tutorial. If you want to print the model or are interested in a sample lesson plan for teaching heredity, please take a look in the description for links to that information.